Hello, this is Harold Halfdan, and welcome to Archaeological Minecraft. I'm a former archaeologist who enjoys playing Minecraft and thought it would be fun to combine the two. In today's episode, we're going to do something completely different. Instead of me building an archaeological build and talking about it like normal, instead this episode's a big thank you to all you fine people who subscribed and helped push the channel over 1,000 subs. I'm just blown away by all of your support, and I'm so humbled and a bit flabbergasted, to be honest. Thank you so very much. Okay, so what are we going to do to celebrate? Well, based on your feedback and comments, I thought it might be fun to give you a tour of my own Minecraft worlds, and you can see my growth and development as a Minecrafter. And boy, will you see some growth and development from the early builds. Hopefully you'll get a good chuckle out of that. Also, while touring these old worlds, I want to give a shout out and thanks to some of the people who've helped me along my journey and also answer some of your questions that you've posed to me. So let's get right into it. Okay, with that intro out of the way, let me jump right into the first question, as it makes a perfect transition to where we are. So this question is by Silver Gems, and they asked, have you always played Minecraft or did you just recently start? Okay, to answer that question, this was the very first Minecraft world that I ever played in. And so this was a kind of a friends and family server. This is Minecraft 1.6.4. So that came out September 2013 is when that came out. So that was what this world was. So I think that was right after horses were created. That and then shortly thereafter we upgraded the server to 1.7.2, and that's when they added more of the wood types. So that's when acacia was added, dark oak I believe was added at that same time, and then the other specialized stones, so diorite, andesite, granite, were all brand new blocks when we upgraded to 1.7.2, which was, if I remember correctly, shortly after 1.6.4. And so a lot of what I built here that you see around me was utilizing the brand new wood types, and I thought acacia was super cool. But this was my very first my very first foray. Okay, so let's start exploring around this world. And since we're here, let's look at my English garden first. So this was a later part of this build. But yeah, so just a little English garden inspired by some botanic gardens that I visited. And then this was the very first build here that I did. So this was my first little house, little tower. I thought this was tall and thought it was clever because it stopped the spiders from coming up over. And so I would climb up here, and this is where I would sleep up here. So let me jump down and fly over. So a little chapel. So then after I built that, then I was kind of moved up here, built a little storehouse, or what now is a storehouse. You can see the massive amount of storage I had in this world. Clearly had a lot of things. But this was kind of the alpha version of the longhouse that I've made episodes about. So this is my first attempt at that. So this is my first kind of big build. This was what I ended up being most of my house. And so this was before campfires. And so I had to I kept trying to do, just do the flint and steel with a fire on, but because fire tick, the fire tick is on, I had to make this building much larger than what you've seen in my episodes. I couldn't build it to scale because it kept burning down, and at the beginning I had no idea fire was a thing on wood, and so I logged back on and it was burst into flame, and had no idea why. So that was always fun. And then let's see here. Yeah, some dogs. I had to go a really far way to get them. And these were named. So these are named after the wolves owned by Odin. So based on my character name, obviously, you don't see my name over top me, but based on Harold Halfdan, I and that having chosen that for my Minecraft name, I built this kind of in a Viking / Norwegian theme. I think I actually called this Vestfold, if I remember correctly. Is that what I Vestfold, which is an area of Norway south of Oslo. And so I picked the name Vestfold because it was south of where kind of Spawn and other people were. So, and then, I grabbed a whole slew of wolves, had to transport them thousands of miles to get here. A little blacksmith shop, first attempt to use hay bales to do thatch, a little well, and horses. I think, I had a donkey in there. And so, so not too exciting, but, and then, my goodness, the torch spam everywhere here. I didn't really remember this many torches. Clearly I was scared of mobs, but you can't look anywhere without seeing a stack of torches all over the place. Every other block is a torch. That's so hilarious. I didn't remember that at all. But this was also when mobs spawned whenever it was a 7 light level or below, not like now where it's has to be less than 1 light level. So this was a little Viking ship, and I dug a canal through from the ocean over here to kind of the jungle swamp area. But I liked this area. I picked it specifically because it kind of had a little bit of every biome. So there was, snow here, jungle here, obviously swamp, and then a little bit of plains, a little bit of mountain, a little bit of desert. That's the word I'm looking for. And then my sheep over here, and then a little dock area, nether portal, which I didn't even know how they really worked. So it didn't interconnect with anything. Well, it obviously connected me to the nether. When I would go through that, it would take me to the nether, but it wouldn't take me back. It would, I didn't understand how coordinates worked and how nether fortresses or nether portals worked back then. Oh, and then you can see how the world generation used to work. So this was the edge of our world when we did the 1.6.4, and then when we upgraded to 1.7.2, then it built this area, which, so this world had a lot of hard lines of world borders. And then, so that's when the Podzol, I don't know about Podzol, but the Podzol forests were created. And then, I had trouble. We had no website map or anything like that. So I always would get lost trying to find the place. And so that's what these were. These were beacons up on the high points so that I could see that from farther away and then know where my base was. And then, but really what I love doing was exploring. So let me pop down here and you can see kind of what let me go down. So this was my storage area here. And so, again with the torch spam. Man, I don't remember the torch spam like this. But so this is what I spent a lot of my time on in the world, is sailing around and making a map of the world and exploring it. So I sailed mostly all around here, wherever I could. And this was back in the days when boats, if you collided with land, they would break. And so I'd have to carry extra wood around. And so this was essentially what I did. This was my world. So my first shout out is to all my server mates on the Archaeo SMP and ArchaeoPlay's Discord server more broadly. I especially want to thank and appreciate ArchaeoPlays, V's, Moon, and Lazagod, as well as Canadian Dragon and Clarify 1190. They've been great server mates and so fun to pal around with on the server, filming things together in collaborative server events and just truly being awesome and talented Minecrafters and people. A number of them stream on Twitch and have their own YouTube channels, and I've put links to their channels in the description below and would encourage you to please go check them out. I also want to specifically shout out ArchaeoPlays, who hosts the Archaeo SMP and runs their Discord channel, where we all hang out and chat Minecraft and archaeology, and I want to thank ArchaeoPlays for building such a great community there. ArchaeoPlays, in case you don't know, is an archaeologist who does Minecraft and other games, often talking about archaeological concepts, and if you like my channel, you'll probably like theirs too. Okay, so let's take another question here, and this one's a series of 3 questions actually, all along the same theme by Canuck Otter. And The questions are: was there any particular video, event, whatever, that prompted you to take the plunge and try and combining Minecraft and archaeology? So the second question is: how long had you considered it before starting? And then the third one is: what part of the process do you find the most challenging? So the particular event, whatever, that prompted me to take the plunge, really it was the rumors around Mojang adding archaeology into Minecraft. So I started really thinking about it, and this kind of bridges into the second question. I started thinking about it for months before I actually took the plunge and created my YouTube channel and actually started creating videos. And then the third question: what part of the process do I find the most challenging? Really, that depends on the video. Sometimes it's the editing, sometimes it's the actually building process and trying to make it look good. But most often it's either the research and not finding a resource that matches really what I need to find in order to tell a good episode or closes a gap. I think more universally, it's the writing. I struggle my way through a lot of the writing. Okay, so here we are in the next Minecraft world, and I'm just looking at myself. You can see my snazzy gold pants here, which is awesome. I hadn't remembered I'd had that on this world. But I was hoping to show you another one between this one and that one, and I can't remember what the world was, whether it was 1.10 or maybe 1.11, something like that. But it had a half-size version of the Trelleborg build that I made a video of. So it was a half-scaled version of that on kind of the next Minecraft. It was kind of, again, friends and family server. We ended the one I just showed you and we started up another one, brand new world, started from the beginning. And so that was kind of that, again, half-scaled Trelleborg version. I can't find that world. For the life of me, I looked all around, and I'd love to show you that, but I can't find it. But I decided to show you this one because I like this world. It was pretty cool. So the idea here is I tried to keep the landscape exactly kind of the same as it was. So it tried not to alter the terrain at all. So let me show you this. So this was kind of my first dirt house. Looks like it's getting night, but here, we'll quick talk. So essentially I built a little hobbit hole. So this was, tried to not alter the terrain. So this was kind of the original hill, and then built a little hobbit hole. Again, built a little theme of an English walled garden and some more gardens surrounded by a little hedge. I shared this island with my niece and my son as well. Again, friends and family. So not all these builds are necessarily mine. Some of them were my niece and my son's build. Show you my base here. So hollowed it out, trying to keep all the original exterior as much of it as possible, trying to be as functional as possible with this. And the cats were all in here because once a creeper accidentally left the door open and a creeper wandered in, and I was just standing here and it blew up behind me, which really was caused a lot of damage. So the cats are all there to keep the creepers away. And then moved down here to the little bedroom with, you can't maybe see it here. Yeah, there we are. There was a little dock where I could do fishing and boats. And then the idea here is as you go down the stairs to the mine, then I'd have all the different villager types. And this was the first world I really leaned into villagers. Before that, obviously in the early game, villagers were not like what they were here. But this was a world. I think this was 1.16, maybe 1.16.5, something like this. So the villagers had been upgraded at the point that we did this world. And then I don't know where the fisher villagers went. They somehow disappeared. And then I tried to decorate each one of these nooks to correspond with the villager that went along with them. And then collected all the different kinds. I probably should have put signs up, but I didn't at that point. And then little ad hoc villager breeder. Let's see, where is this guy? Did he disappear? Oh no, he's just hiding. And then so essentially, so I continue down, you can see all the different kinds of guys all decorated. A little library to do my enchanting. And so sheep farm. So this was the first world I really started experimenting with any sort of redstone or any sort of simple farms. And so, and then, Then this was a little sitting room and kitchen. So this was the idea here, just a little decorated room to chill out. And then had a super smelter and kind of super smoker. Oh, and then I had a little forge that I decorated in here. I kind of liked this build. And so the idea would be I would just break these three, or any one that I would want to make, and I could just stand on the opposite side or at all three, and then just be swinging my pickaxe. It would then go down into there, and then I could just collect it. So big on exploring. So like you saw with the last one. So this time, once we did this world, I was able to place maps not just on the walls, but on the floor. Or maybe you always could do it on the floor, and I just didn't realize it. But this was the first time I did a map world on the floor. So this was my map. So the idea would be, obviously I went around, grabbed every single map and created a whole huge map room of the world. And so this was my island base that you saw. So yeah, so that was tried to kind of replicate, a little Hobbitshire in this world. And then close up. So another question now. This one's by Oolong Boy. What's your favorite archaeological period / region? Okay, so that's, I would say from the classical era, that's where I did my undergraduate in classical archaeology. I would say probably the Celts is my favorite archaeological period and region for that time period. So then later, I did my master's in Irish medieval archaeology, or focusing on Irish medieval archaeology. And so then that, obviously that is a favorite archaeological period and regions. And then but I also fancy the Egyptians. I think that's a cool era. Bronze Age is a cool era. In university and undergrad, I was really keen on reading a lot on the Sea Peoples. So basically, those would be my favorite archaeological periods and regions. Another archaeologist and Minecraft content creator I want to appreciate is Daskalos BCE. He's an archaeologist who currently works in the southwest of the United States, but has a keen interest in the Bronze Age and Greece. He also runs a Discord channel all about archaeology and Minecraft, where I often hang out. He's a cool dude, a great guy, and has been fun to collaborate with, and has helped immensely, giving my channel wider visibility. And I've seen from comments left in my videos that many of my viewers and subscribers found my channel through Daskalos's. So I just want to say thanks for all the support to him. Okay, so this last world, which I'm going to show you, is a 1.17.1 world. And so I repeated the theme, or I continued the theme, I should say, from the Tolkien-ish Hobbit build on the 1.16.5 world. And so this one, I made my own version of the Mines of Moria. So went from Hobbit to Dwarf. And so this is kind of my Kingdom Under the Mountain kind of thing / Moria. I know they're two different places, but that was kind of, general dwarfish. So yeah, so I have hollowed this whole thing out and have this multi-leveled base. So let me walk around and show you it. Okay, so throne, you can see some of their farms that I did here. Similar themes for farms. And then sheep and berry farm. I don't know that that's really all that interesting. I added this little bit here when we were able to do lava into cauldrons, so that was later. Over in the corner, actually, let me do this first here. I'll walk around. So I tried to make this really organic feeling. So no straight lines, kind of weaving and bobbing through the whole base, from one level to the next. Some stone and basalt generation there. A little bridge over a cavern. I'll get to that in a minute. And then, the whole idea was to try and create verticality, which was something that I liked from the Lord of the Rings movies and how Moria looked there. So a little map of the area up on the table. Oh, fell through the table there. Oh, I see. I tried to integrate all my farms into the base, including the mob farm, which just kind of drops. And you can see that all comes down and then collecting a small amount, just a trickling amount. So the idea is not to make really efficient farms here. It's just to kind of trickle farms, and you can see that even, I'm using even the glass panes that I'm using here, I have some loss. So yeah, not trying to make high efficient farms, but just fun farms. And then central map of the area, I tried to map this all out just like I talked about on the last map. My base was over here, so in this little area where spawn was, and then kind of created a big road system, and then so yeah, so that was kind of the whole map of the area. And then down here was the mines. Oh, and the spider cave farm. Yeah, so the idea behind this was just to make it feel very organic, like a bunch of dwarves came down and mined this out, while trying to have a little touch of Moria. So like this was, the bridge over, and then a hidden back door. Here, I'll go out here and you can see the hidden back door, and I used ASCII. So this was kind of in the books when they say, speak friend and enter, and so that's, so the idea was that you could then hit where is the secret button here? Oh, there it is. And then you'd hit a secret button, and then it would open up the door. So that's kind of, riffing off Lord of the Rings there. And then let's see, let's head outside. Oh, actually, here, I'll show you this too before I go. So this is where a lot of my villagers were, over in this area. So a little small villager trading hall with kind of the more important guys. And then I tried to map out, I didn't decorate this room at all, but I was trying to map out the end as well. So where the portal was, where the end cities were, which ones had been raided or not, where end ships were. And yeah, so that was the idea, was so that people can come up here on the server and see which ones had been looted and which ones hadn't been. So let me head out. You can see what the outside looked like on this world here. Had a little bee farm over there in the corner. A couple custom trees here I did. Like this is a little lumberjack area. Looks like I left some stuff hanging out there. Yeah, so that's that world. So the next question here is by Call Me Urana. I probably mispronounced that. If you want to drop me a comment and say how to properly pronounce it, that'd be great. So apologies if I did mispronounce that. But their question was, if you feel comfortable talking about it, what's the funniest thing that has happened to you or someone around you during an excavation? So I don't know that I have a specific funny moment. I think working on excavations or while doing survey archaeology and walking fields, like any job, really what the enjoyment is if you're part of a crew or part of a team and being able to just spend time and just joking around. I don't know that there's a specific funny moment that really stands out to me. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, you're there to do a job. So there's a certain seriousness to it. I mean, you kind of joke around with coworkers, but at the end of the day, you're getting paid to do a job. You have to do the job, and you have to do it professionally. And so the kind of fun that you have is more from a social perspective. And I think that's been the same at any job I've worked in across my career. The last shout out and appreciation I want to give is to all of you, my viewers and subscribers. I truly enjoy what I do making these videos and putting them up on YouTube. As I started my journey, I had no idea if anyone would watch. I mean, let's be honest, it is a bit niche. But I enjoyed making the videos and have been having fun sharing as I researched and as I created them. As I said at the beginning of the episode, I've been blown away with all of your nice comments, your support, and how much you've enjoyed watching these videos. I had no idea how much you would enjoy them. You all are the best community I could have hoped for, and I'm so very humbled and thankful for all of you. So all I really have to say is thank you.